Hello everyone! Welcome to the first campaign for Total War Warhammer 2. Well, my first campaign anyway. We are going to start, because I'm going to play all the campaigns, we're going to start with the Skaven because the rats are near and dear to my heart. And we are going to play as Lord Skrolk of Clan Pestilens. We're going to be all about them plague monks and everything else that's plaguey. So for Clan Pestilens here, we have a construction cost minus 50% for plague monk related buildings. The rights for the Pestilent scheme is going to be decreased. Rights is one of the new features of Warhammer 2. We'll get into that later. Upkeep for all plague related things is lowered, and then Skaven corruption is increased by +3, which Skaven corruption is a unique thing to the Skaven. And again, we'll get to that here in a moment. We're going to play on hard, and our starting units here: Plague Monk Citrus Bears, Plague Claw Catapults, and Plague Monks. All three pretty good units. Especially this Plague Claw Catapult. I really like that. So let's just dive right in.
Deep under the world, they chitter and plan. Watching, waiting. When they emerge, it is a nightmare vision. The Skaven, a ravenous horde of verminous ratmen. They gnaw at the roots of the world like an infected wound. They mean to rule over ruins, for such is the will of their god, the great horned rat. Only the island home of the High Elves has remained unscathed. And at its center is the great Vortex. A swirling maelstrom that siphons chaos from the world. The Skaven covet its vast power with envious, beady red eyes. The twin-tailed comet is oft seen as an omen, but this time its wake has disturbed the winds of magic. In the secret halls of the Under-Empire, the Council of 13 has gathered. A time to scheme of opportunity.
I kill dwarf things in Pillar City. No! Clanmores go to Southlands. Hunt for Warpstone. Moors are puppet minion. Pestilence infest Lastria. Yes. But all Warpstone for council plan. Come, scribe slave. Work to do. Comet makes elf things weak. Council wants power of the Vortex.
Just as prophecy demands.
So it true. You read markings on the Black Pillar. Then you know we must find the Screaming One. Find out how to control the Vortex.
Oh yes, master. But a large tribute of Warpstone will that demon require if we summon him.
Return to your assigned clan. Harvest Warpstone.
Yes, most precipitous of masters.
And flay yourself, your impertinence.
Oh, it will be done, your worship.
Their opening cinematic stuff has definitely been improved, as have a lot of features in this game. I played a little bit, and pretty impressive with the UI additions and other things.
Cease your chittering, adherents of decay, for Skrolk speaks. By will of council, we set paw in Lastria to visit ruin upon the reptile things. Yes. twin-tailed comet brings great opportunity for pestilence. Great vortex of Ulthuan vulnerable. Much power to be had. Warpstone holds key. Much warpstone found in reptile-themed cities. Kill Sotex creatures and steal their treasures. Skrulk will bind Vortex to his will and spread sickness across the world. All will succumb to the plague monks.
Yes, it will. Okay, I guess we can just read through this one. Skaven settlements not ordinarily visible to other races, appearing instead as uninhabited ruins. Heroes may scout ruins to see if they are truly abandoned. Our faction revolves partly around the food mechanic, which we require a stockpile of food. Each army consumes an amount of food per turn, and then food may be gained from battles, from sacking settlements, and from certain buildings. Also, the Skaven naturally corrupt any territory they belong in, which will lower the public order over time. But the higher the Skaven corruption, the more of the Menace Below spell we get, which is an ability to summon clan rats in any battle in our territory, I believe. Or maybe from also aggressive actions with our armies, I'm not entirely sure. But at least within our territory. So that's also pretty cool.
Reptile things should not be here. Why have they resettled old festering ruins? What are they up to, Attack soon! Claim this place for Clan Pestilens!
I will. So this is one of the UI upgrades. A lot of things that we're going to be getting, missions, followers, different types of events are going to kind of pop up over here, and then you can zoom to location if it's a location-based event. So this is a nice little addition to the UI, so we'll just get, okay. The mission here is to take over the settlement. We'll get money and some warpstone. Warpstone is very important, because warpstone is going to be what we need to cast these different rituals. One of the ways to win the game, there are two, is going to be the Vortex victory, which means we're going to need to complete all the rituals, so that means we're going to need to gather enough warpstone to complete all of these rituals. The other races are also trying to do this in their own way as well. And also win the final battle. Or we can do a domination victory, which is basically destroy all of the other main races, the Dark Elves, the High Elves, and the main factions of the Lizards. Along with that, also controlling 50 provinces, either by direct ownership, vassals, or military allies. So there are a couple ways to win in this campaign. Also, this map is pretty big. Like, we start over here. I believe the other clan starts over here. High Elves, obviously, over here. The Dark Elves over here. Like, it's a pretty big map. Looks beautiful. I like it. Other things that have been changed. Notifications. So now there are going to be notifications here in case there are actions that we could do. We can skip those notifications and end our turn. Rights. Another new thing. A lot of new things in this game. So every faction has access to rights. They do different things depending on what faction. And we have to unlock them with different things. And you can see right here, like after researching 3 technologies, we can then pay money to get this unique right, which will give us a unique Doom Engineer. This one will give us a unique Scheme Priest, and then these other two are going to give us some other bonuses for a certain amount of turns, as you can see here and here. And then this is their cooldown duration until we can pay for the right again, I believe, and get this bonus one more time. Alright, trying to think of other new things so that you can follow through. Oh yes, this. So as far as I know, you can capture any settlement that you want, but now every settlement has a climate associated to it. So you can see that these are suitable climates, so we have no negatives for settling them. But I think, actually, I guess that's suitable climate too. Eventually we'll run into a climate that's not suitable. I haven't gotten there yet in my test game, so I'm not entirely sure what the negatives will be. But I'm fairly certain you can settle anywhere, just you may get penalties now, unlike the first game where you were restricted depending on what race you were. So that's also pretty cool. Alright, let's dive into the settlement we have of Ayuxil. Building browser. You know, we'll probably just go through this as I build up the city. I've read through them. Buildings seem pretty cool. In this particular city, this is going to be the unique building here, the Corrupted Spawning Pool, which will generate a lot of money, will generate food, and that's per turn. Just keep that in mind. Growth, income from all buildings in this region, and will also provide us with a garrison of some Plague Monk Censer Bearers, which is pretty cool. So I think we may actually just start with that, because it's a pretty important building. And what's also cool, I didn't know if this was in... I think this was in the first game, showing the strategic locations. So you can see now, maybe it wasn't, that this location will give you a special building if you're either Skaven or Lizardmen specifically, and that's going to be our special building. So we got to kind of keep a lookout for these strategic locations because they're going to provide us some unique building opportunities. Another unique building opportunity actually is going to be over here in the pastures. The pastures will provide us a unique building that will grant us some food, which would be pretty cool. And I know, I'm sorry, I'm talking a lot, but there's a lot of new things to cover. Over here on the side, you're going to see that the corruption for the Skaven and the untainted corruption, I guess it's not really corruption, but the untainted, and you're going to see what is raising, what is lowering. And what's also pretty neat is we can click on this button and see a color grid, not a color grid, but just color oriented of Skaven corruption. You can see up here, blue is going to be low up to high. And again, the higher you get, the more spell or more rats you can summon in battles, but the higher the disorder is going to be for that specific region. So there is a trade-off, but it's a nice little button that we can click here to see just at a glance how our Skaven corruption is going. That's pretty neat. And we can see that actually, what is the +8? This is the total change in public order caused by Skaven corruption in the province. There you go. And then that's how many number of uses we can get depending on the amount of corruption we currently have, which is now 0 because it's not corrupted at all. Okay, so that's that button. I think I've covered mostly everything. So let's just go in here. We are already building that. I'm not going to upgrade this because I want to build the clan barracks. This is our basic military barracks where we can get all of our clan rats, but I want to build that in one of the side cities because it only goes to rank 3, and in case you don't know, rank 3 is the highest you can get in any of these like kind of minor settlements, and the main settlements you can go up to rank 5. So I kind of want to make sure that this type of settlement is in a side one. So we're not going to upgrade that. Our first move is going to be to click on Lord Skulk here. Go through the stances here. We have the March stance, the Ambush stance, which is just an ambush stance. Raiding stance, which is actually going to generate food per turn, as well as income and lower, public order and growth in the enemy province. The encampment, which is pretty standard, and then they also have access to the underway. They kind of share a stance with the Beastmen, wherein their basic stance is stalking, and we have a chance of ambushing any enemy army that we attack, which is pretty awesome. That was a very fun way to play with the Beastman stance of basically just this one as well. That's our stances. Here's our starting army. Skaven Slave Singers are very, very cheap and what is called expendable units. There were expendable units in the first game, but now they actually have a trait associated with them, which is pretty sweet, and I think this game definitely needed. So now, expendable units, witnessing friendly expendable units route does not actually reduce other units' leadership. So there's not going to be a chain route unless the unit next to them is also an expendable unit. So you can kind of mix in, if you want to, these expendable units, and if they route, who cares? One, they're super cheap, there's a ton of them, and they're just fodder units that don't actually affect your morale, which is pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Some other traits that the Skaven have here, most of these Skaven units share this. Strength in numbers, so as long as their hit points are above 50%, they'll gain leadership and melee defense but lower speed. But when their leadership is low, because you see it's disabled if leadership is high, they actually gain a boost of speed. So like usually when they will route really quick, get the hell out of there, and they'll reform somewhere else so you can bring it back to the battle. This faction is really big from my test games that I played just in custom matches and campaign on routing and then coming back. Routing and coming back over and over again. Alright, let's get to some of the good stuff here. We're going to go to the edge of this province, and we're going to be attacking the settlement next turn. For now, we are going to recruit some more Skaven slaves. You can see how cheap they are. 125 and only 18 upkeep for the basic ones. You have a spear version, and then you have the clan rats, which are your basic foot soldiers, swords, and spear version as well. And you can see the stats there on the left. Their stats suck, but they're just meat shields. So we're going to choose to recruit 3 of these, and the plan is have these guys eat in the enemy charge and just hit them with these Skaven Slave Singers. Their missile damage is terrible, but there are 105 of these rats throwing slings at 10 damage each, and they have 22 ammunition at a range of 120, which is, for like, only 28 upkeep is pretty cool. And then our heavy hitters here are going to be the Plague Monks, which have a bonus versus infantry, and then the elite unit is the Plague Monk Sentry Bearer, which is going to have discouragement, magical attacks, and armor piercing. They also have frenzy too on top of that, and physical resistance of, I believe, 15%. Some of the Skaven units actually have a dodge physical resistance of 30%, but none of these units do. Alright, so now we are recruiting. I am not going to upgrade this building. Let's go to turn 2. I know, a lot of talking, but It's a whole new race. It's a whole new game. A lot of things happening. Alright. And now we are going to assault the Lizardman City.
Attack!
So here we go. Minutes below, we get 2 charges, but if we want to use some of this food that we were stockpiling, we can actually pay for more charges. Each one costs 3 food. And this is just a clan rat, which is a pretty standard unit. It's not too bad. It's not great. But the thing is also that they are going to be hit with that summoned decay ability. So every summon in this game decays over time, and these are not excluded. They will also decay, so just keep that in mind as well. I'm not going to pay for any more. We'll just keep the 2, and let's go and kill these people. This is going to be probably a pretty easy fight, but it is our first fight, so I'll show it off. Oh my god, and the magic system. Oh my god. The ability to redirect your breath spells, laser spells, like just changing the direction of spells in this game makes such a huge difference. And Lord Skrulk here actually starts with... Well, we'll show you in a moment. Let's start deployment. Let's get our cheapies in the front. And then we're going to get our heavy hitters in a line behind them. We'll have you right there. And then we get our slingers behind those, and our plague catapult way, way, way back here. Let's actually shift the lines a little bit over. We can kind of spread these out a little bit. And if these die, like, who cares? They're so cheap. They're so very cheap. Let's lock these groups. Quick look at the units here. This catapult is pretty cool. Armor piercing and discouragement, or is that blind? No, it's discouragement, so it's leadership. Magical attacks, pretty neat. About the same accuracy as normal trebuchets. The slingers, naked rats with slings, so nothing special there. The plague monks over here look a little cooler. No armor at all, really, just 10. They're kind of like flagellants in that way. And then this is the censer bearer version. Who also look pretty cool. They got giant flails. Close up of Lord Skrulk. And then Skaven slaves. More naked rats with just basic daggers. Start the battle. So this is armor piercing, so we want to try and hit their Saurus warriors who are heavily armored. What the hell? Get out of here. Let the catapult fire for a couple rounds. We got some skinks in here as well.
Skaven slaves.
There go the slingers. Where are all those kinks at? Oh, there we go. Alright, so magic is so cool now. So this basic breath spell that we start with, Pestilent Breath, breath spells are pretty good. It's just a problem of getting in position so that you can actually utilize them. But now, like, we can cast it going this way, but then we can be like, oh wait, no, I wanted to actually go that way. Into these kinks. Look at the damage here. Look at that damage to low armored units. It kills our Skaven slaves too, but who cares? So breath spells are now great. Our other spell that we start with is going to be an AoE that buffs everything in it with a poison trait, which is pretty cool. Pretty cool. That's AoE. So right now we're just letting these Skaven slaves die, and we're going to have our slingers just kind of focus fire on these Saurus spears because they are a heavy hitter. Get out of my face. And we're just going to wait to send in our next wave because we don't need to. Let's send in Skin Cohort. Oh, here we go. We got some summons, so we can summon these anywhere in the map. And then we can direct which way they come out, because they're going to burrow up. Skaven are so cool. want to try and show you as many close-ups as I can. And there we go. The Skaven horde. We even had one more cast over here. But yeah, the fact that you can just direct this any direction. Just any direction that you want. Like, what? That is such a huge upgrade. Breath spells is so much better now. Because before they were so annoying because you had to move your hero, your caster, to like the edge of the battle line to make sure you can cast it in a straight line, and it was annoying. But now all these spells can be directed, and it's just, I mean, even this. Because when they come out, they run. As you can see, they run a little bit, and you can't control them until they get in formation. So you don't really necessarily want to summon them right on top of the enemy because you can't control them then. You want to try and get their charge bonus, so summon them like a little bit away, and they're super fast. I mean, yeah, anyway. You can see that our slingers did not get much kills, but they were doing damage. Good God, our leader got 71 kills, probably from that breath spell. Totally wrecks skinks because they have low armor.
And Pestilence will rule the world.
There we go, we got some food. Money and experience. Alright, so we can either loot and occupy, sack, or raise. And a cool Skaven feature is we can actually occupy the settlement at a higher rank. It just takes food to do it. So you can see we can spend 20 food here to make this a level 2 right off the bat, if we want to. But if we go into level 2, that's bringing us dangerously close to getting to a food shortage, which will lower growth, leadership, and public order in all provinces and forces. Then it gets just worse. And then the opposite of that is going to be better growth and public order in all provinces. But I'll just show it off right here. 42 is at the edge, but it's still not the worst. So we can loot and occupy at level 2.
Find precious things.
And now we gain a follower, Scribe. Campaign movement range 8%, recruitment cost minus 10%. Going to Lord Skrulk. And then we get some money and some warpstone, which is going to go up to here. Which is beautiful.
Reptile prisoners. Say the lizards retake old jungles. On the lookout for ancient artifacts. Yes, yes. Plan a ritual, they do. Same as Skaven. Sotex things must not succeed. A plague be upon them.
This is also pretty cool. I've played a little bit of this, and this person just keeps narrating. I don't know if that's through the entire campaign or just the very beginning of it, but it's cool. Adds more character to the faction you're playing. So our little sneak scratch guy here. What do you want me to do? Capture an entire province? May take control of an entire province. We get some money and more warpstone. So that is what we're going to do. For this province, we need to control the town of the Sentinel of Time, and that would be the entire province. For right now, we're going to upgrade you. There's our scribe. I'm going to probably go down the magical tree. So we get Pestilent Breath. This is going to be his kind of passive. So whenever he casts, he gets a map-wide debuff of all enemy forces, minus speed and vigor for 10 seconds, which is pretty cool. That's map-wide. Then we have Blessed with Filth, which is going to be that enchant units with poison. And it's pretty cheap, so it's pretty cool. Then we got Wither, which is like the Lore of Metal, but better because this affects an entire area and lowers the enemy's armor by, I believe, 30, and then you can upgrade it to do 60, I believe is what that's showing. Then we got Vermintide, which we can just spawn more clan rats, up to 6 of them, 3 mana each. Then our like elite spells are going to be Plague, which is a vortex. Well, it says vortex, but it does stand still. It just sits in one area for the 20 seconds there and just does damage in that area, kind of like a duelist from below, that type of spell. Pestilent Breath is we also get to spawn up to 2 different Plague Monks, which is pretty cool, and that's going to be our elite spells over there. That's our Pestilence Lore, I believe it's called. Lore of Pestilence. It doesn't say so right here, but I think that's what this lore is called. So yeah, we're going to do Pestilent Breath. And what do we got here? So now that we got this city, I'm actually going to destroy this one. And we're going to rebuild our basic... Come on. Our basic barracks there. And let's go with more growth. So for that, I want Rattling Warrens, which is going to generate income, more growth, casualty replenishment rate, and also increase Skaven corruption by +1. So we're going to go with that building. Also, it seems like every single Skaven building generates some sort of income. I don't know if that's a thing that's game-wide, because I honestly haven't tested the Lizards, Dark Elves, or High Elves at this point. But that's pretty cool. That, like, every single building almost generates some kind of income for the Skaven. And then we have income increasing buildings that they can also build. So I think they can make a ton of money. Alright, so that's done, and
I see you.
let's recruit more Skaven slaves.
Lord Skrulk.
Actually, we'll recruit one, and then let's grab 2 clan rats. We'll go with the normal swords one. I don't think we're going to be running up against much cav at this point. And then let's end our turn. Oh, technology. For the Skaven, they are kind of like the... Who is it? It was the greenskins that required a building first? I think it was. So these guys also require different types of buildings. If you go into technology here, you can see that for the Ferocious Plant Tree, we need to build the Clan Armory. We also have an Assassin's Hideout. Ton of plans, but we need to build the buildings first. So we can't actually access technology right off the bat. Alright, so let's go to Force March. And we're going to be on our way to the Sentinels of Time. Upgrade our growth building. Upgrade our new clan barracks. And... Yes, okay, so Slave Wheels. This is the building. So this goes up all the way to Tier 5, and at Tier 5, it unlocks one of the skill or technology trees, and then increases income from all buildings in this province by 100%. It goes 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, which is crazy. Then we have the Public Order building over here, which also will unlock more plans, as you can see in that tier. So many different buildings to go. God, what do I want for this one? We can also grab the Unique, which will generate income and also provide us a tradable resource, but you know what I'm saying? Night Runners are pretty good. So Night Runners can fire on the move. They are pretty neat. And we probably want to get that, because then that can also get us to the Assassin Hero, and getting the Assassin's Hideout will unlock the Devious plans. Let's grab that. And in turn?
Spread corruption.
Yeah, let's in turn. This is pretty cool. At any time you can pause, which is neat. Oh, I didn't even see this. Oh, right. Yeah. So now you can adjust what the camera will focus on specifically, which is pretty cool. Maybe fast forward.
I see you.
So we can go after them. They do have an army in there. Skink cohorts with javelins, probably a Saurus warrior of some kind, and then the garrison's gonna have a Saurus warrior. I believe. Wrong button. Oh, we can't see. We're not close enough yet. But we can probably beat them.
Make things
What do we got?
sick and die.
Just a bunch of skink cohorts? Okay. Yeah, we're probably gonna kill them. So I believe the skink cohorts with javelins have poison damage. I think like all the skink missile units have poison. But that's okay. We got a bunch of slave slingers. Ooh, we will gamble 6.
Lord Skrulk.
Nice. Very nice. Alright. Get all of our Skaven slaves up there.
What orders?
Same kind of formation here. Have an initial line of slaves. Behind them you have the actual good line.
For the Vermintide.
Alright, so these are what the clan rats look like. Very lightly armored rats. And imagine them with spears and shields, and then there you go. There's the other types. Yeah, we'll stick you in the back.
Lord Skrull, we shall sing some barracks. Slave monks. They will die like Skaven slaves.
Let's do it.
Spells may be overcast to increase their potency, my lord.
That's true. He's not lying. Ooh, solid hit. Solid hit.
I will not.
Oh, I see. So we can then poison everybody for 10 seconds.
We have slain them.
For only 3 more mana? Ah, nah. I'm good.
The council have chosen me. Slave.
Look at that damage!
Ready. Die.
Where are you running to?
Yes, kill.
Was that poison? Actually, Skulk already has poison. Oh, well, whatever. It's fine. And all these guys are, I guess, on skirmisher mode right now. Oh, and then there they go. Too many rats for them to take. God, being able to change the direction is just so huge for breath spells. Breath spells have always been decent. It's just a matter of positioning. That was the worst part.
Vile tide arises.
Give me that money. And we will occupy. That would take us below, so I can't really do that.
Horde. Yes, more virulent am I.
Boom. We killed an enemy lord. Mission successful.
Your forces have secured the province, my lord. Any contesting claim to this territory has been
I need to issue a
eliminated.
commandment.
Now,
Yeah, I know, buddy. It's like, this is very handy, especially to new players, to give you these, like, heads up, like, yo, you should probably do a commandment. Speaking of commandments, exploitative planning, decreased tax rate, but we generate more food and Skaven corruption. We have martial planning, recruitment costs, and local recruitments, and then we have the expansions planning, which is going to be good for growing our buildings, constructing our buildings, and growth. And then efficient planning, which is the public order, and you can add more untainted to the province to try and lower the Skaven corruption. Because eventually it gets pretty bad if you let the Skaven corruption kind of go unchecked. Okay, so we already have that spell, so let's probably go with the Wither, lowering people's armor. I believe it's a base of 30, and then you can upgrade it to be 60, which is pretty good. Especially against the lizards, because their Source Warriors have 60 armor, so if we hit them with the Wither, because it is an AoE, it's an AoE armor debuff. Like, AoE! It's crazy, right? Lord Metal wishes it was AoE. Anyway, we want to... I think I want to save our population surplus to upgrade this to the Nest Lair. Because again, in my test game, I know that there may be a quest coming up that'd be like, hey, you should build a Nest Lair. So I'm going to be like, let's just save for that. So we're not going to upgrade this, but we can build something else. We're probably going to want to build the Weapon Burrow in one of these side territories because there is only one building of them. And this unlocks the Globadiers, which are going to be some cool, heavily armored rats that can either throw flames, anti-large bombs, or anti-armor bombs. So they have a, I don't know, a unit for everything. But we're only rank 1. So I think we'll build a Rubbish Pit. Again, more income, Untainted +1, and then recruitment costs -5%. So that'll be our recruitment cost building. And I think we're good to go for the next turn. Let me recruit a little bit more here, though. Let's go with...
I am the Plague Lord.
Let's go with 3 Skaven slave spear units. They're so cheap, like we might as well. So this notification is showing me that I can. Actually, I'll click on it so you can see what it does.
Time to do it, leaders.
There we go. So it's like you need to build here, but I don't want to. So I'm going to skip these notifications. Oh, commandments, right? We're going to go with the expansionist planning. Actually, let me cancel this and then rebuild it. Oh, but it does take a turn. That's fine. We'll start a building right now. There we go. That's what I wanted to show. So when you have a building thing that you can do, it even highlights the damn construction mall. Like, yo, you can build here. Again, a lot of cool little UI touch-ups. That's handy for new players. And hell, for me too. I guess I could just click on the diplomacy too. There we go. Commandment has gone through.
Your kind are known for stalking your foes, my lord.
Oh, cool. We unlocked it right.
Unseen, and you may bring them to battle unprepared.
Skaven armies stalk their enemies by default, giving them a chance to ambush. That is very true. Okay, so now we can go with the dominating scheme. So we can pay 3 grand and will generate an extra food per turn, more growth plus 40, which is huge. Public order and then recruitment cost. I will, yes. Do that right now for 5 turns. Although maybe I should have waited. Ah well, it's fine. All right, so we are good. Let's go attack the Southern Sentinels, and then I'll click diplomacy.
Plague monks, fight, fight!
So over here, there is no Skaven corruption at all. So we would have to spend food to actually get charges of this, but we don't need it for this battle, so we're not going to. I wonder if you can actually deploy up here. No way, because it looks like that's a mountain. Hold on. Oh, it's a river. Yeah, so I can't deploy back here on this beach. Alright. Yeah, that would be kind of messed up if you could. Let us not gamble.
Lord Scrunk!
Look at all those beautiful rats. Oh my goodness.
Our reach is long. What? For the Vermintide!
Skaven slingers.
They will die again!
Now, ready, now! We have blood rats, plague monks.
Come on. There we go.
Ready.
Skaven! Yes, yes! Lord Scrunk!
And lock up the groups. Let's go. Try and target the Source Warriors.
Used to conceal your movements, Commander.
I really need to turn off tutorials.
Climb agrees.
Suffer the
We should be able to overwhelm them pretty quickly. We'll have our slingers go after their skin cohorts. Let's just charge. Everyone charge. Were those Source Warriors? That's too tempting of a target. Beautiful, beautiful.
pestilence abound! Nasty things die!
Now let's poison our whole army there.
Vermintide comes!
Your desire. Slinger. Let's build.
Help them over there. Chasing down my rats.
Council's
Come on! Fight, fight! Lord Sprout! Now! Guide us, Horned One! Lord Sprout! Eat them!
Let's break. That'd be too much damage. That maybe hurt us a little bit. Kill those. Let's get Skulk on their leader. And some of his plague monks. So in this game, the little flag means they are currently, what is it called? Broken? Routing. And then when there's a skull next to it, they are broken for good. Alright, we were routing their lord. Do you have any rats that routed? Nah. We are good. We just need to kill this damn, like, pocket of skink skirmishers. Get him, my rats! I think that means we're wavering. Where are you at?
I am Sprout!
Oh god, you're way back here.
Lord Sprout!
Their hero came back, or their lord.
Moving, chasing, magic throw. What's right? That's right.
We will eventually get them all. I mean, the thing is, like, most of our army sucks. Only our plague monks can actually do anything. All these other units are kind of just meatbags. There we go. I really like these slingers. Super cheap. Let's see, who's shown out here? There we go. Yeah, that catapult's pretty good. Whew, over 100 kills with them. Pretty nice. So yeah, that Wither spell is going to be really useful against lines of Source Warriors. And the High Elves, because the High Elves, unlike the Wood Elves, are actually pretty heavily armored. They're like rolling with 90 armor on most of their infantry units. Ooh, magical item. That would be pretty good. Get him into combat and then cast that breath spell. Oh my god. We are going to occupy.
Fight precious things.
Ooh,
Make
I should have upgraded the settlement. We had enough food to do it.
Horned Ones well wakened. My eyes gone, but I see.
What's the magic power reserve? Plus 13 is pretty good. Sure. But also it gives us a miscast space chance of 5%. Not so good, but it's fine. It'll be fine. And I believe these towns down here are actual ruins that we can colonize. What is this? Oh yeah, dinosaur. What up, buddy? But before we go down there, we are going to turn back around, and I believe the last settlement for this faction is going to be up here, so I kind of want to take them out first. Now let's check out diplomacy.
Relations with foreign powers may be managed through diplomacy, my...
Yes, it can. So this is really handy. It shows you exactly how they feel about you right here at their portraits. This just feels more streamlined than the first game.
Warlord!
So this guy's up here. He's neutral to us. What else we got? Vampire Coast, way up here. They actually kind of like us. Why do you like me? Military actions against the Southern Sentinels. All right. Yeah, they don't like me that much. But I believe that's their last territory. The dwarves probably going to be a little harder considering they have all that heavy armor. But we do have the Wither Spell. We could go into perhaps a non-aggression pact.
We must make treaty accord. Quick, quick, before the Gracie is here. No, not!
Alright, or not. That's fine. I'm going to hold off on this. So we're going to skip the notification.
Rival power comes to parley, demanding a change in your mutual relations.
You want to join?
Consider their offer
No.
carefully.
I don't need your help to kill these lizards.
The population of your province grows, my lord.
So that's saying that we have enough population so we can actually upgrade our buildings. Look, I didn't know this was coming, but maybe we should go build a nest lair. We'll get some money and more warpstone. Oh, what's that?
The denizens are
hold on.
dangerously agitated, my lord. Soon they will take up arms against you. Move swiftly to crush or appease them.
Yeah, we are kind of getting dangerously to the edge of a rebellion. That's okay. We're going to upgrade this to a nest lair. Give us more corruption, growth, food capacity, garrison. We'll grab that. We're going to send Lord Skulk back over here. And again, we're now going to go after... How do you pronounce that? Guacamole Crater.
Claimed by Pestilens. Doom decay.
-2 still. You know what? Should we take off taxes, maybe?
Too strong.
It's a lot of money that we're making here. I'm sure we'll be okay. I probably should build some kind of public order building, though. Uh-oh. Wait, are you coming to... What? So because of our Skaven pollution or corruption here, we now have 4 uses of this clan rat summon. They're coming at me with skinks and a leader? This balance of power is wrong. The balance of power is almost always wrong. I guess that continues on from Total War Warhammer 1. This is not in their favor at all. Yeah, they have a lord, but our sheer amount of numbers is insane. And the fact that we can summon 4 more on top of that?
Guide us on one.
Alright, so let's do this.
To the Burning Tide. Now, ready, now.
We'll kind of deploy back a little bit because we have Night Runners here. So these basic forms of Night Runners are decent fighters, decent when it comes to Skaven at least. But they can also fire while moving, like little throwing stars basically. They're pretty cool. And they're pretty fast. You see a speed of 54. There's a lot of different versions of these guys. Some of them come with poison, some of them are slingers. But these ones are ones that can fire while moving. So we're going to just move right up here. I would prefer not to attack. I guess they all have shields. That's annoying. What are you going to do?
Night Runners. Not good kills. Hotels, side charge.
And we're just going to leave them on skirmishing mode. These guys are so fast that skirmishing mode is fine. And we're just going to skirmish these people down.
The Warlord will reward me. Now, move. Yes, yes.
Your troops come under fire, Commander.
Shut up.
Now, ready, now.
Oh, what's that?
Barracks. Attach
Get in there! Look at that, we're just skirmishing that other unit. Because these guys are so fast, they move at 54! Also, the skinks are pretty fast, though, too. Now they're routing. We're gonna engage them in melee now. Don't use your ammo now. You know what? Here. I want them to use their ammo on our summoned unit. And we just summon another one. Use your ammo so you stop running from me. There we go.
Under fire! Squad mask! Retreat!
And I don't even need to use these units over here. I guess we can move them up. Just summon more. Yeah, like, let's get a close up of these. They just throw shurikens. Hold on. Of course it disappeared. Did you run out of shurikens? What are you doing? Throw them again. There we go. So that's what they look like. Little shurikens. Pretty cool. So yeah, we lost nothing. Our summoned clan rats and those two knight runners. Look at the damage they did. Let's gain some more food. So that's what I'm saying, like, according to the AI, it thought it should have won that battle. But the balance of power in this game has always been just so wonky.
Much warpstone found, but more is needed. Lizards race towards a ritual of their own. Skrulk must get there first.
Yeah, so he wants us to get to these rituals. We still need a lot of warpstone. But that's going to be the next mission we have here. Gather 350, which is going to be a while.
Your kind are known for its backstabbing ways, mighty lord. Yet there remain some hapless fools abroad that will be lured by your honeyed.
He's talking about diplomacy. Let's see. So we got another follower. Chance of spotting nearby foreign armies. That's probably just for a hero. And then we got traits. Strict. Public order. Cool. And then we can raise that up to 2 different levels. I assume that's just over time.
Clan Pestilens is all.
Alright, let's upgrade this main building chain.
Old ones, realm wakens.
And we got, what, 10 grand? We can probably just recruit another army. And with that army, we can settle down here. But if we settle a settlement, like colonize it, it does take from our food supply. What do we got here?
Your ear. Despite the great power you command, the loyalty of your followers cannot always be presumed. Keep a close watch on your subordinates, Lord, and be sure to bring those that lack a little faith into line, either through strength or favor.
Okay, this... I didn't actually recruit another lord. I didn't know about the loyalty stuff. So for Dark Elves or Skaven, should have reached 0, they will rebel, taking their army with them to form a new faction? I'm sorry. What? Can be increased by recruiting units to their army, gifting them items, by completing missions through diplomatic actions, and by ensuring the faction leader is of a higher level than they are. Wow. That's interesting. Okay. Probably don't want to start with a 1 to 6. Our main guy is a plague, so I don't really want to recruit another plague leader. Ruin is the other lore. So I guess this 3 to 8 one? Where does it show? Oh, here we go. And there's loyalty is 4 out of 10. Winning battles, recruiting units, making diplomatic treaties, equipping items, or completing missions. Okay.
Skrulk cares not.
Yeah, so their passive is another map-wide effect that decreases leadership and melee attack for 8 seconds of all enemy units. And they got some cool stuff too, including ability to hide units and summon storm vermin. So yeah, it's pretty neat. Well, we should probably recruit some units for you, I guess. We're just gonna make a bunch of slaves. Because you're gonna be going around colonizing for right now. That's probably good that they have the loyalty right here on the UI. That is a very needed to know information. Let's see if recruiting these slaves increases it at all. Oh, really? Really? Oh, they have a second army. Okay. I can't auto-resolve, unfortunately, but yeah, I'll fight it. More skinks. They do have 2 lords this time, though. Come on.
Night
There we go.
runners. Spears. Night runners.
Let's fast forward to this one, though.
Enemy reinforcements are approaching. Attack with caution, Commander.
There we go. Just let them use all their ammo on this lord. Actually, yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Let's do that again. Go off, skirmishman. Alright, fast forward. Go, 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 go.
Fight attack! For the very tide! What? Stop!
Just want to get this battle over with. Alright, we have one more summon.
Ready now! Our tail's yours! Clan rats! Rickaback!
Come on, get in there! There it is. And we made him rout. Alright. All we gotta do is break their leadership. We don't even have to do anything else. Fast forward. Chase them out. And gone. Leadership is breaking. They're routing. My clan rat's routed. Rear charge, start breaking them. And that should be a victory. Maybe if you route this lord, they will... This one will break. There we go. Alright. No problem. I will gain more food. Oh, now you want a non-aggression pact. Okay, that's fine. They're actually stronger than me, too. Huh. They must control the whole province. Probably, maybe.
See how the enemy scurries away from your might. Show them no mercy, Prince of Rats.
We shall not. Destroy the following... Oh, cool. And we get some more money in Warpstone. Neat. And, hey, we go. So loyalty is not gone up yet. Not yet.
Harbinger of doom! Where shadow of horned rat?
Lord Skrull!
Let's go with the Vermintide. And head over here so we can stop them from suiciding on our
My brethren!
garrison.
Harbinger of doom!
Recruit more slaves. And then we can go start colonizing down there. Ooh, we are at 0 food production. Settlement upkeep is -4 because it's 1 per, and then each army is 1. We need more pastures. And like upgrade...
Omen!
What is it? This one? Oh, you know what? I didn't actually build the unique building here, did I? Where am I? No, there it is. Yeah, the Putrid Rice Bog. Oh, darn it. Why did I not build that? Well, we can build it when I upgrade this to a tier 3, which only takes 2 population, and which we can get that in 2 turns. So that's no big deal. It's fine. Until then... let's start generating more food as well. So that's going to do it for the first episode, everybody. I hope you enjoyed some Skaven, and I will see you all for the next one. Take care, everybody.